Hey Bellas, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you all how to tie 4 different styles of the unconventional gele. Our first style is the round gele. For this style of gele, the measurement is 30-70. Depending on you, your 30 or 70 could be on any hand, but for me, my 30 was on the left hand side while my 70 was on the right hand side. The first thing to do while tying this gele is to pleat in the rough edge to have a neat laying on your client's head. Just after doing that, make 4 pleats, which you have already seen. After making 4 pleats, you place the gele on your client's head, asking her to hold one hand of the gele while you rearrange the other side of the gele to ensure that it is properly laid and your pleating is as neat as possible. That's the beauty of the round gele. Just after that is done, I'm going to cross the long hand to the back, and since my 30 side of the gele is well arranged already, I'm just going to push up the extra part of the gele so that it doesn't get in the way while trying to cross behind my client's head. Right now, I'm collecting the 30, which is the short hand of the gele, from my client and crossing it directly under her head, while the 70 goes directly on top the 30 in order to clip the 30 down in place so it doesn't move around and I don't have to start all over again. All I'm trying to do here right now is to make sure that the next pleating, which is the 70 that comes on top of the head, is being laid properly before I start pleating from the ear to the top. In order to have my pleating done properly, I have my 4 fingers underneath the scarf and my thumb on the top. My 4 fingers being beneath the scarf is to ensure that I push in my pleats to lap on each other directly, and with my thumb arranging it in front. So I'm just going to continue with this process to the very end until I have no gele or no loose material left. Once that is done, I'll just come to the other corner of my client's head, rearrange the pleats I had gathered from the left hand side, and then place them in order, making sure they are lapping on each other. They are not lapping after each other but on top of each other in order to form the crown neatly and nice. At this point, if the pleat seems so much for you to handle, just put them together, get a safety pin and pin it down. Then you can leave it and go back to rearrange the pleats, making sure that it forms the round shape. Right at this very moment, since I had formed my pleats from the very beginning and they all look like they're falling in place, I'm just going to rearrange everything, placing my pleats on top of each other again like I had said. Pick the very last hand of my gele, make sure it's well laid and knot it at the back neatly. Remember guys, neatness is very important in tying the round gele. That's the beauty of the round African gele. At this point, I'm just going to show you how I did my finishing. Instead of doing the regular tie and knot, I used the longer hand to wrap in the short one, holding it firm with a pin, and then using the excess to do a very neat covering and finishing for my gele. But in most cases, you can leave your client's hair coming out, but if she doesn't want her hair coming out, you can cover it like this and your client is good to go for her event. All I'm doing at this point right now is just to make sure that my gele is in place, and I'm pulling my gele a little bit backward so that it sits on her hairline and not on her forehead. Now I'm just trying to pull out the gele so it looks bold and round like we want to achieve, and doesn't just look small and sitting on my client's head. No. Bold and round is what we want to achieve for the round gele, and that's what makes it very beautiful. For our second style, I call it the spade gele because it looks like one of those shapes that is in our what card that we usually play. All you have to do for this style is to just pull the very top of the gele from the middle, that is the middle of your client's head, pull it up and give it that shape with your hand like I am doing in this video. And once that is done, you have your spade gele ready to go. For our third gele, it's called the rose gele. Now for this style, the measurement is 50-50. And when I say 50-50, it means you're going to start your pleating from the very middle of your gele. So I'd advise you fold your gele into two to get the 50 measurements that we are talking about. Now once that is done, you just place it on your client's head like we did for our first gele, which was the round gele. You place it on your client's head. Ask her to hold one side of the gele while you arrange your first set of 4 pleats. After that is done, you cross the gele at the back equally. No 30, no 70. This measurement is 50-50. After crossing it, you come onto the left hand side of the gele and make a very nice pleating. The same way we had our pleating for the first gele, which was the round gele, is the same way we're going to have our pleating for the rose gele. But for this part, I'm going to be pleating the rose gele like I'm making a full pleating because of the position I want the rose to sit on. So just continue with the pleating till the very end until you have no excess material left. After that is done, I use the pin to hold my pleat so it doesn't fall off, and I'm coming on the right hand side to make another pleat. At this point, I'm just trying to make sure that I have both sides of my gele held firmly while I try to rearrange my pleats to make sure that they are very neat and nice. I'm sorry guys, the footage for this other part got missing, so I had to make do with what we have. But anyways, I'm going to explain. So what I'm doing right now on the very top is what I did beneath the gele. So I just made sure I opened one part of my 50 gele, which is laying directly on her head right now, and gave it the rose shape, which I am doing right now, as you can see. And then just twist it around and using a safety pin to hold it in place. And just after that, you have your rows formed. For our last style, is called the full fan gele. Now I say the full fan gele because there are most fan geles that is just on one side, from the earlobe to half part of the head. But for this style, it's full fan, that is from ear to ear, is going to be formed. The gele is going to be formed in a fan shape. So for this style of gele, the measurement is 70-30, like the round gele. The 30 on the left hand side, the 70 on the right hand side. So all I'm trying to do as usual is to make sure that my pleating is properly arranged and neat. As usual, I'm taking my 70 on top my 30 in order to clip my 30 down firmly. At this point, we're pleating from ear to ear of the gele. But where this style becomes very tricky is when it looks like our material is almost finished. At that point, I begin to pleat from the middle instead of from the ear loop. You may be wondering why I say you should pleat from the middle. You have to pleat from the middle because that's where your fan starts forming its shape. The pleating just continues from the middle till the very other ear of our client. All I'm doing right now is to ensure that my pleatings are well arranged and nice. And then we'll continue pleating till the very end to get a very big and nice fan. I'll be securing my pleatings with a safety pin and then make our knots at the back. And here we go with our fan gele. We've come to the end of this video, guys. If you have any questions, please do well to drop your comments in the comment section below and I'll be very glad to answer. Bye, guys.